we get on board here. Yeah, I think we've started.
So I will ask you this: Did I sent you an email telling you I found out that guy's worth $4.7 billion, right?
Being having that much money anywhere. Can you imagine? Of course, I'm sure all he does is, have it circulated, and all he does is use the credit card and pay
Oh
the
yeah.
credit card as he goes. You
Oh
know.
yeah. That I mean, if you have $1 million in the bank and it's invested just decently, not even you can $1 million will get you $3,000 a month in interest.
Yeah.
So a
Yeah.
million dollars,
$1 billion is 1,000
yeah,
times more
yeah, it's,
likely to make you money.
oh yeah. But anyway,
Oh my
so
gosh, 4 billion. Amazing.
four, yeah,
Four and a half.
he's got 1.3 locked up, frozen in frozen assets. I don't know if that's frozen by a government or like it's frozen like invested in stuff. I don't know, man. But
Yeah, I
all I
mean
know
that,
is,
that is interesting. I guess people when they see a wad like that laying around anywhere, you may think it's yours, but
yeah,
you've,
until
you've
the
got
tax,
these flies going
yeah.
around it at all times, wondering how can we, break this loose.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm asking for myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. You become one of the flies
I
buzzing
wanted to
about.
fly and buzz around this pile of money.
Yep.
No, and like I was telling you, and I won't rehash it on the show, but like I was telling you, I'm on these group emails now, and none of them are directed at me. But you know what? I'm just jumping in and chiming in. And I told him, I said, "Hey, I'm way over my head, but I'm just going to tell you what I think." You
Well,
know?
that's the way to be. William Castle was supposedly given a job, which he didn't even understand it. It was it said in the description, he'd be the guy. He assumed it had a certain amount of authority, and all of a sudden he was inserting himself in decisions on the day of filmmaking. And it was like
Yep.
he didn't understand that he shouldn't be yakking and speaking up, but
Yep.
it's all
That's
right. He lived. He survived the embarrassment.
Here's
You
the
know.
thing. They haven't hired me, so they can't really fire me, Ellis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
So
like let them tell you if you don't belong in this or
yeah, well, they're adding me to the email, so
yeah, yeah.
and
You're in the email chain.
yeah, so and I try and be, like on that one I told you, I kind of broke it apart into a separate email to say
Hmm.
what I think. But I mean, I asked on that one deal, is there a script? Because my thing was like, if there's a script and you're not making a connection, there's a problem with the script.
Hmm.
You know, uh, so I do want to tell you, and I want to tell you on the show about my dream I had last night.
Okay.
So I had a dream last night. So my wife and I went to a dinner party at somebody's house, right?
Is
And it
this
was
the dream or did
this
this
this is the
happen?
dream. This is the
Okay.
dream. All dream. All dream.
Okay.
Which is important because of what's going to come up. So
Okay.
so we go to this dinner party and I'm parking. Well, you park in the back behind this
I thought,
house.
I
It's
thought, I
like
thought you were barking. Okay, go ahead.
no, no. You park. You thought I was barking.
Yeah, never mind. It's a dream.
Okay, it's a
Dream
dream.
logic.
Yeah. So so we park, and in the back of the house, there's like a gravel drive, and it has those aluminum awnings, like if you rent an apartment that has covered parking.
Yes.
It's just a long awning with
Hmm.
occasionally there's some metal dividers. Nothing super expensive, not a parking garage or anything like that. So we're parking and it's dark, and I'm back in. Well, behind the parking noses up to a creek. There's like a
Hmm.
dark creek and woods behind it. So you can't really, and it's real dark back here, so you can't really see what's back there. So I'm backing in, and as I'm getting out, a guy jumps in my car, and he starts wrestling me, trying to steal my car.
Oh man.
And so I have this pen, like an ink pen, let's see, like a pen, right?
Uh huh. Uh huh.
And I take the cap off, and there's kind of a needle on the end, and I stab the guy with it. It's poison. I poisoned the guy, and he immediately started choking, and he falls out of my car, and he kind of crawls off, and he falls to the ground about the middle of where the car next to me would be, so maybe 3 foot away from my door.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife is like, "What should we do?" And I said, "Well, let's go inside." And
Cut him up.
Well, so he's coughing. He's like not dead, but But I'm like, this is poison. He's dead. So I go inside. So we go inside, and I'm kind of feel a little guilty about just leaving the guy, even though he started it.
Uh-huh.
And so I again, to reiterate, this is a dream for anybody who breaks in. This is a dream. So I keep looking out the window, and Ellis, I look out the window one time, and I can see his feet, like in front of my car, like in the shadow.
Uh-huh.
His little foot sticking up. I look out there, and he's gone.
Oh boy, now you've got a horror movie. Yeah,
yeah, it's like a Hitchcock thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened to the guy? What happened to the body? And so I'm looking, and at one point I look out there and I see him kind of staggering around, and I thought, oh crap, he's gonna come to the house and need help, or like break my, set my car on fire, do something. What's gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
And so I look out there, and I see at one point I see another guy, and he's wrestling with this other guy, and he kills that guy. I don't know if he choked him or what. And I see him staggered, and then he disappears. And that guy's body is like slumped over my car. He's right there. And I'm like, this is crazy. This must be a dream. And I woke up.
Can you think of anything that may have been prompting this kind of
yes,
unconscious activity?
I can't share details.
Okay.
But there was an incident with a hobo. No. What I think it was because a friend of mine may have needed a ride last night. I got a friend that calls me all the time, needs rides, needs different things. And I talked to him earlier in the day, and I was like, this guy, he was wearing me out.
Yeah.
And he called me late last night, and I didn't, and I had other things I needed to do, so I didn't answer it, and I didn't call him back. And I was like, maybe I felt guilty. Maybe,
maybe. There's let's see, the guy that did From Beyond, I guess it's Stuart Gordon. I think it's who I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Did a movie called Stuck, and it's based on a true incident of this young woman, young black woman, if you want to know a racial background to it, or if you think that's important. I do, kind of. She had a white man she ran into and got him stuck in her windshield.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, and I guess
Stuart
Gordon thought it'd be an interesting topic to. I couldn't watch it. It's too much to think about. But he added a little more empathy to it. Obviously, you're going to be disturbed by having hit and run somebody. Of course, hit and run, but take them home with you is a little different. Yeah.
She drove home with him stuck in her windshield, and instead of getting him help, she parked in the garage, and he died.
She's worried about the trouble to her. Yeah.
Yeah, but Creep Show. One of the Creep Show's stories was like that.
Yeah, that's right.
The guy got hit. Can I get a ride, lady? Can I get a ride?
Yeah, that one, and that's based on another auteur director. Oh, what's his name? Guy did Night of the Living Dead. What's his name?
George Romero.
George Romero. Yeah.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, I guess he directed all those. I think he did. I don't think he farmed it out to anybody.
No, I think he did. I didn't know he directed. Oh, you're talking about the Creep Show, not the Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, Creep Show.
I think it was George Romero's Creep Show, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Those were some pretty good little Twilight Zone-y kind of things.
That was back when we were going to all the free movies, and the cat would have free movies, and we always got tickets. And so I always saw a bunch of stuff I would never watch on my own, and that was one of them.
No, one of those creep shows. The only good thing about it was a segment called The Raft. I like that
Oh
one.
yeah, with the moss or whatever it was that ate the people up.
Yeah, the mass that surrounded the little floating raft, and of course you. Oh, look who's here! It says. I don't know how long it's been there. I've been busy working on a thing, and
Oh yeah.
but Dan says, What's the haps?"
Hey Dan.
We've been talking about dreamscapes. Yeah,
Yeah.
dreams are wacky. Have you seen this movie, Mortal Engines? I've got that as the headline for today's show.
I've heard of it, and I remember thinking it's going to be big when it comes out, but I don't think it was ever big.
It was a major flop. Peter
Yeah.
Jackson produced, had Weta, Weta.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The comic segments were by Ron Friends, Creepshow 2. Yeah. Some of the had some pretty good animation. But I watched it last night because it's disappearing on Netflix. I said, get a free movie in, and plus I saw the little trailer effect where it hooked me on this uh, irresistible Terminator type of character named Shrike. That's
Oh yeah.
that's in this cell that they're going to unleash, and he's going to,
Nice.
and he's got this objective of killing this girl, and so I thought, "Ooh, I'm hooked. I got to see how this works out." And when I saw it, I said, "Now this movie, it channels so well all the Miyazaki stuff. Howl's Moving Castle, for one thing. It's
Oh
about a giant moving city." Uh,
yeah.
Nausicaa and especially Laputa, and it's
I don't
weird.
think I've seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen the
I don't
Castle
think
in
I
the
have.
Sky,
I've
Laputa?
seen. Oh, is that what it is? I've seen Castle in the Sky.
Yeah, Laputa. But
Oh, wait a minute. Have I? Maybe I haven't
I
seen
don't
that
know
one.
because that's my favorite. That's my absolute favorite. Everybody likes Totoro, but I like Castle in the Sky, and I assume that's Miyazaki. I know it is. Pretty
I
sure.
think it is. For some
Yeah.
reason, we saw Howl's Moving Castle at the theater,
I haven't seen that completely, but
and
I
I
know
I
about
didn't
it.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah. It's like a high concept, but it's got a story,
Yeah.
Uh, but this thing, I thought, wow, look at all this. It evokes all these things so well that Miyazaki thought was cool. And I said, I bet I know where this did most of its box office. I bet Japan just loved this thing. I looked up Japan. It made $100,000.
Oh gosh.
This thing lost $100 million. It was a
Holy cow.
major flop, and yet it is absolutely super well done. I mean, it is.
Is it good?
Yeah, it is good. The story is a revenge story. The
Okay.
characters are good.
I
It
wrote
was
it
it.
down. I'll
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah, Mortal Engines, and apparently even better is the actual books. And I've got the audio book already saved up from Libby.
No,
Uh,
really.
yeah, they've got all the books as audio books at our
Yeah,
library.
it's a long series. I
Yeah, it's got
I
at least
think.
4
I don't know. I
books.
mean, yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, but
I
anyway, yeah, it's something that just surprises me that something with so much effort can just dissolve and crash and burn.
uh
It is
don't say that as I'm going into this deal
Oh
with
well,
this
yeah.
billionaire. Yeah, it's
Sorry.
like,
So
ah, ah.
yeah, you got to watch negativity, but you know what? The negativity that's waiting for you is you right now. You're on an inner circle. People are valuing your opinion. Wait till they
Yeah.
stick a lawyer between you and them, to where all of a sudden
Oh God.
he emails you the paper that dictates exactly what you're getting out of things, and then you look at it. See, I had this experience where I was just on fire with the idea of working for Full Moon because I was working, golly, with the director with some story beat kind of things, and I was
Yeah.
digging it, really digging it. I said, "Hey, look at me! I'm in the movies now."
Mm-hmm.
And then the lawyer sent his sheet of how things were going to be in terms of like what I would get and what I should expect and what I should know about rights to everything. And it's like, well, yeah, fine, but don't bully me like this. Just the wording just drove you nuts with telling you what a worm you are in the entire proceedings. And I think that's just the way these legal things go. It's like
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think,
100%.
but now you may be better off. You've got a lot of legal people in your
Yep.
sphere, don't you?
Well, my mom was a legal secretary or paralegal or
Well,
something.
you might be able to
And
link up to somebody that
yeah,
gets
yeah.
between you and that.
Well, if we get to that point, I mean, I'll be, if they tell me, oh, here's what you're gonna get, and it spells out like a money or something, I'd
Hmm.
be tickled pink because that'd mean there's a
You
pot
were
of
in.
gold. Yeah, it means there's a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow, even if it's
Yeah,
a small pot and a long rainbow. I don't,
yeah.
right now it's like, oh, trust me, you guys will get taken care of, you know. Well, and I told you about asking, telling him, well, we'd probably get more bang for our buck if you'd buy this poor guy a new Mac, but it's just like, we don't want to spend more than we make.
Eric Bloomrich says, I thought design on Mortal Engines was far in excellence to the rest of the film. Yeah, it was, it's the whole Weta team. I mean, they threw everything at it. It was really well done.
They know what
And,
they're doing.
oh, yeah, they know what they're doing. But, you are aware that you are still in what amounts to a video game cinematic
Oh
moment.
yeah. What was the movie? What was the Zack Snyder movie about the girl that went through time or whatever? And she fought Nazis and samurai and
Oh, yeah. That was a Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. That was
Yeah,
cool, but it was the
yeah,
same kind of
yeah,
thing.
exactly. You're exactly right. How invested are you in the characters in something that is a visual spectacular? And it's like if you aren't, that's the only point of a story is to
Yeah.
have you dig what is happening to a character. Period.
Yes.
And if you don't dig it, it's like, and people didn't dig it apparently.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've got the DVD or the Blu-ray or something around here.
I was seeing I'm seeing all these postmortems by people that are fans of the book and stuff on YouTube, telling
Oh
you
yeah.
why it's so bad. And one of the complaints, I think her name is Hester or something like that, or yeah, I think that's her name. But she was badly injured by this guy when she was a child, and it resulted in a slash clean across her face, lost part of a nose, and lost an eye. So she is really disfigured. And they're mad in the movie because they didn't quite disfigure her that much.
Oh.
They've got a major gash all along the left side of her face, but they didn't put her eye out and take half her nose off.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
it's like,
beauty. It's just a beauty mark, Ellis.
yeah. It's like, but they had a major slash. And it's weird. I was watching this movie and I said, I know who that is. All the way through it, I was absolutely sure I knew the actress that was playing the gashed up girl. And I said, that's the girl that said, I am no man, as she thrust her sword into the, what's his name, Sauron's eye and killed him
Oh.
on the spot.
Yeah.
But so I was absolutely sure of that. And then I looked it up in the internet database. It's like, nope, that's not her. Because it was a New Zealand film, I thought, well, it's got to be her.
Gotta be her.
I wish we could slow down the initial pan up the city of London down to. There's so much there, we only see it for about 3 seconds. Yeah. It
Dude.
is. Oh, it is super detailed. Yeah, you're right.
Just wait when all this stuff becomes AI, That you'll
You'll
be blown away because
You'll
that'll
be able to make your own because it's on tap. All the models are there, and you'll be able to scrape every bit of that. Do your own
yeah,
movie.
no, I was just gonna say you'll see scenes that you'll be like, wait, go back to that, I want to see that, and it's like, nope. You'll see for example, like a Zeppelin flying over a bombed out Berlin that'll be, picture perfect, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, there'll be Germans fighting Russians in the street, and you'll go, I want to see that, and it'll be like out the window of some Zeppelin. That's what AI is going to do.
Oh yeah, it'll be able to extrapolate into areas that, give it the prompt and it'll take you there.
Oh, I want to show you what I bought this week.
Okay.
Let me grab it real quick. I've been on this, and I don't know if I told you this, I've been on kind of like a Golden Age comics kick.
Now this is interesting. Eric Bloomrich says, I'm a game developer and we avoid AI like the plague. Because I was just assuming AI was going to take over for concept art in a lot of cases. Why not?
Yeah. Anyway.
What do you got there, Scott? I'll solo you.
So I think I told you a few weeks ago, my brother or my Dave and I went to Tulsa, and I bought. DC was reprinting an old All-Star Comics. I picked it up, and so I got a few things with Golden Age stuff, and I saw this online, and its cover price is like $30 somewhere on here. Oh yeah, $30.
Wow.
I paid $15 for this, 240 pages. But look at this, Ellis. This is what I like.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I'd love to have that book.
It is not like copied from the comics. They went through and took out the colors. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's all line work. But dude, this is cool. It
looks excellent.
I've only had it for a couple days. And
Golden Age.
Yeah, and it's got. Let me find some stuff that I thought was really cool.
The old Greatest Generation doing their little fantasy bits.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Simon and Kirby in here, and like in the middle, it's got kind of like an interview where it talks about 3D Man. And it's kind of got the story about it. Dude, one part in here, let's see if I can find it. This interview is kind of long.
The year I was born, 1953, the country was mad for 3D. Yep.
Well, somewhere in here, it literally walks you through how a 3D comic is made. That's crazy cool. It's like, oh, wow. Because I've read them, and I always kind of wondered how they got that effect. I can't find it now, but it's somewhere in here. It talks about, you do a black and a blue.
It's kind of basically a way to, I love cross-eyed 3D. So, because a lot of people don't have the talent to look at cross-eyed 3D, but I've always dug how just by crossing my eyes I can make things pop out if somebody's arranged for.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like the old stereoscopes. You used to look through them. That's basically cross-eyed 3D, but the stereoscope is crossing your eyes for you.
Yeah. Oh, so here it's talking about how to do 3D. It's got a reproduction of the old 3D glasses. It's got some Captain 3D. It's got pencils of the unproduced issue 2 of Captain 3D. Oh, it's Captain 3D. I think I called him Mr. 3D. It's got, and then it's got some Bullseye stuff. It's got some Fighting American stuff.
Looks like big emphasis on Kirby. Of course, he's the hardest working guy that ever lived. So why wouldn't it be all Kirby?
Black Owl, Ghost Rider. I think that's Dick Ayers, Ghost Rider. I think I saw that. Yep, art by Dick Ayers.
Cool.
But so this is Volume 1, Golden Age Treasury, Volume 1. There's a Volume 2. I got this off of Amazon. I paid $15 plus $3 or $4 shipping, and on eBay I bought Volume 2. Volume 2 I paid $20 plus a couple bucks for shipping. I should have that this week, but it's about the same. But it's got the Black Terror in it, who I've seen, but I don't know anything about him. So, but anyway, I thought this was really cool. I haven't read much of it. We're going out of town for 4th of July, so I may read, I may take it with me.
This is the sort of stuff, you know, that old Michael H. Price and John
Yep.
Woolley are
Yep.
deeply into, yeah.
But this AC Comics has done a bunch of these. I can only find 2 Golden Age treasuries, but they did Golden Age Greatest Hits or something like that. I may buy some of those. They're cheaper, so I think that they're thinner, you know. So I don't know. I'm gonna read through these before I get too crazy.
Eric Bloomrich says, I came from the perspective of an illustrator myself. I worked off Fantagraphics and other companies back in the 90s.
Oh,
If I need
cool.
concept art, I do it myself. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as a game developer, yeah, it's, nothing gets people on the same page. That's going to be always going to be your problem in everything is communication, and nothing helps communicate better than having it on the page and everybody looking at it and turning it around and looking at it upside down and saying, I think I get it. You know,
Yeah.
it helps to have it visualized.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm watching the time.
That's all right. Oh, what are you going to cut loose for the? Oh, you're waiting for a phone call. I forget you got a big phone call. I thought
I got business. I have a billionaire that's going to call me.
our billionaire wants to talk to you.
Billionaire wants to talk to me. Maybe.
How many people can say that without a quiver of fear in their voice? I tell you.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know. If it
That
works,
was the thing that struck me about anybody that's ever had Elon Musk on with them. You can tell it's like everybody is not themselves. They just can't be. It's like, golly, I sure wish Elon Musk would like me, because they want to be his best friend because he's got so much money and can do so much for them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You
That's
can't
not-
you can't help but be that way around the extraordinarily rich, and I think they they grow to hate it. But it's like you can't help but be that way around them. It's like, hey, I guess you won't miss a little venture money here.
Yeah, you could give me $500,000. You wouldn't even miss it, buddy.
Yeah, you wouldn't even feel it.
Yeah,
Pocket lint. Let's get serious about getting some cash on the table.
Well, that's always. I mean, this is gonna, at some point, I'm working with this guy, but at some point, he's gonna have to open the checkbook. I'm not working for free forever.
Oh yeah, sure.
Now, and I feel like part of, I told you about our exchange. I feel like kind of part of that was kind of him going, oh, let's put the reins on this. Don't start bleeding me already for equipment.
Eric, oh, yeah, exactly. Understand that there's been a huge negative reaction to AI. Tell Eric about your job, Scott. They're trying to push it on us, but people can tell the difference. Yeah, you can tell that AI is, not got the fingers right. I personally think some of these prompted things that are on YouTube are very entertaining in terms of the designiness of it all. There's some stuff that its emphasis is on, like harkening mid-century aesthetics for new movies, and I kind of I really dig it. I was looking at one that was visualizing what it would have looked like if The Incredibles had been made in the 50s with, what people
Holden,
look like on the haircuts and the hairstyles of the 50s, and kind of dug it. And and it's so easy. I mean, that's just a prompt away.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, that's why I hate to say it, but that's why I think it's inevitable in some fashion.
Oh yeah. It's like cassettes being replaced with CDs, et
Yep.
cetera, on up until MP, and purely digital. It's like
It's why it's
it's like I'm still using CDs out in the car, and it's like people. I was seeing something on X the other day, acting like I was a complete dinosaur for even knowing what a CD was.
my new car doesn't have a CD player.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's
I
totally
wish it.
phased
I
out.
wish. Well, I would even compare it more to like DVDs. I mean,
Hmm.
and they're still around. I still buy them, but man, new ones. If there's an old movie that you want that's not out on Blu-ray or DVD, it's probably not going to come out at this point. I just don't think they're going to the back catalog. They just assume people will buy it digitally, and I hate that because I like
Hmm.
watching, disc. I say that as I was going to tell you, Oppenheimer is on Showtime, not Showtime,
On Prime.
Amazon Prime. Yeah, so I'm going to watch it. I asked my wife if she wanted to watch it, but she didn't want to.
Oh, she'd get wrapped up very quickly in it because that's all it is a personality study. And like I told you, it's
Ellis,
amazing. Yeah.
Ella,
Ye-
I dropped out for a second. Somebody called me, not the call, somebody else.
Okay.
It's the person that I said I didn't answer yesterday, so I didn't answer him again. So anyway,
Now,
so I
don't
was saying,
estrange this person too much.
yeah,
I don't
I'll
know.
have more nightmares. No. So Oppenheimer, worth it? Not worth it?
Oh, definitely worth it. It's a really pure character thing, and
Oh,
it's
really?
it's characters that are have been done really hyper interesting. Yeah, it's really good.
Now
That
of the Barbenheimer, this is the one with Margot Robbie, right?
yeah.
No, no, it's not. That she was in Barbie. Never
Yeah.
mind. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I do know that the simultaneous effect of
Yeah,
Barbie,
and
people
Oppenheimer. Oh yeah.
people thought they were making a day of it. I guess seeing Barbie. I
Oh
can't
yeah.
imagine sitting in movies for that long these days.
No, me neither. When the Avengers came out, our friend Mike Kennedy, he went and they played all the movies that led up to the Avengers, and then the Avengers in the theater. I mean, it's like holy cow, man.
I couldn't do that.
Nope. Well, it was on Mike's birthday, which also happened to be like some anniversary. Mike Kennedy was born on the day that Spider-Man came out. I don't know if it was Spider-Man 1 or Amazing Fantasy, whatever, but I think it's Amazing Fantasy. He was born in the day Amazing Fantasy came out. Whatever it was, 15 or whatever with Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got you.
You know.
Yeah, the marble that shows him climbing on the glass
Yes.
cylinder.
Well, that's one. This Amazing Fantasy number 15, he's in he gets bit by the spider. It's the origin. That's the one
Oh,
where he's
okay.
joining the one you're thinking of. He's joining the Fantastic Four, or trying to,
Okay.
because he breaks in and they capture him in that glass cylinder.
Yeah. Just like you drop a jar on top of a bug.
Yep, he was a spider.
Yeah.
So have you been walking in the heat, or what are you doing for?
Oh, I've been walking in the heat. You bet. It's
God,
it's good for a
invigorating.
guy. Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
yeah. It actually wasn't too bad today. You get out there and you compare. Let's see.
yeah.
This isn't as hellish as it was yesterday. Not
Yes.
quite.
Nice.
No, it was a little better today.
That's
I
good.
don't know. I don't know if we get a break. It's quite possible we could have 100-degree temperatures from now till August. Uh, Solid.
I think it's supposed to drop down a little bit next week. Hey, which reminds me, let me think about this. Yes, I will be in Arkansas next Thursday, so I can't
Okay.
record. It's your old
Yeah.
stomping grounds. Not
Well,
really. Not anywhere near
well, no.
Gravely.
I've been to Arkansas quite a bit in my life, and was dumped there typically. Gosh, couple months at a time with the grandparents, and kind of dug it as a
Diversion.
yeah, it gave me an idea, the understanding of being without TV and all that stuff, and so there's a part of me that kind of digs. Maybe it's why my favorite part of the day is before I turn on the computer.
Yeah.
No,
I can see that.
And I try to go until 6 o'clock before I turn it on.
Dude, I the other night I went out in the backyard. So Michelle goes to bed at 9, and I went out in the backyard for some reason. Oh, I had the sprinkler on, so I went there to turn off the sprinkler. And I looked, and there were fireflies, and I just sat on my back porch in the chair. My phone was inside. I wasn't looking at my phone. I was just sitting there watching fireflies, and I was like, "Hey, this is pretty cool." And because I have not seen fireflies around since I was a kid, or at least a young adult. I know they're out there, but I don't live in areas where they're at, and we've done enough work in our backyard that they show up apparently.
Cool. Yeah, that's one thing you don't get a lot of in Arkansas. Get out among the magnolias and see the fireflies show up. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool to see.
I wonder if fireflies are exactly the same firefly in Japan, because of course that makes its way into a lot of the anime. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it the same bug?
No, they speak with an accent.
Yeah. Might not be the same. It's a beetle here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is there. Maybe it's some sort of.
I can't imagine there's too many bugs that their butt lights up.
Yeah. It'd have to be the same bug, you would think.
You would think.
Miyazaki. Yeah.
You're making me want to watch a Miyazaki movie tonight.
Yeah, Miyazaki can't be beat. Yeah, if you haven't seen Laputa, yes, please, at some point, make a point of seeing Laputa.
Well, I've got Disney Plus, so I should have all of them.
Well, I mean, okay, did you see a movie with a robot with asymmetrical eye holes that shoots a laser blast, and it has a princess it's trying to protect, and
the long arms?
Yeah, the long segmented arms.
I've seen it.
Okay, you've seen it, and that's it.
I just didn't remember the name. They all kind of blur together.
Yeah, well, that one though, it's got those killer scenes of the bumblebee attack on the castle. God, that's directed well. That is really good action cutting and stuff, and got some major stuff. I just love that scene where the old pirate woman gets a piece of masonry right in her face, knocks her stone out, and that kid that's riding on the back has to try to keep them from dying as they're crashing. And it's
nice.
Like, it was really well done. Oh, there's so many killer moments.
Yeah, I kind of like. What's the one about the girl that's a witch?
Girl and the Witch, Kiki's Delivery Service. She is a witch, I think.
Yeah, she's a witch, and she on her broom she delivers stuff. I kind of like that one. And
I don't know if I've seen that one all the way through. Sounded too cute, I guess, for me.
I like Spirited Away.
Spirited Away is good, but I haven't seen that much. I like Princess Mononoke.
That's good.
And I love and I do love Totoro. It's hard to get away with how good Totoro is.
Well, what's funny is, God, who was I talking? Oh, okay. So Michelle watches these Japanese videos about life in Japan. And one of them, somebody rode the night train, and that reminded me and it was just a train that went overnight, and it reminded me of the cat bus.
Yes.
So I was actually thinking about my neighbor Chiroto the other day. Of course, one of my employees has a Chiroto hanging from his rearview mirror, so
Yeah, if you're into cats. Of course, the Japanese are
Yeah.
You know, they've got a real soft spot for cats. I don't know what it is about the culture, but they like their cats, and they'll even have like a whole island devoted to saying, let's let these cats live and put them on an island together, and people can come visit them that don't have room for a cat, and feed them, and get to know them, and that's kind of cool.
Speaking of cats, how are things going at your cat house?
Oh, I still haven't. I need to round them up yet. I could give it a shot tomorrow. I keep saying I'm going to go out there. I'm smarter than they are. They aren't going to know that this is a trap, and I'll trap them. But you know, I get the impression I'm overestimating my superiority on catching them. But I could give it a shot. I could go and say, it worked once. Let's try it again.
The problem is they are feral. You are not.
Yeah.
So they have the immediate distrust of you.
And it's got to be timed. You know, if I go out there and try to trap them at night, I've got to have them all caged up all night long before I can take them in the morning. And so it's like I got to catch them.
Yeah, when the place is open.
In a sweet spot where I'm ready to head out. You know.
Yeah.
So,
I have to go.
Lots of problems.
I have to go get my oil change tomorrow. First oil change in the new car.
Or your warranty lapses.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, it might, but yeah, it needs to be done. And I'm going to Arkansas next week, so I want to get it done before I go to Arkansas.
Oh yeah, sure.
You know.
Yeah, you know, we are 15 minutes away from that debate, and we probably ought to give you a little breathing room on catching your call.
I need to go because I got a phone call.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks everybody. Sorry it's kind of boring. If Dan's watching, sorry I wasn't working on the comic. We didn't talk to Dan much. Eric inserted himself. Well, Dan could have if he chose to. I don't know if he's on.
No, I dug that this Eric came along and talked about AI because that's on everybody's mind, and will stay there because it's not going anyplace.
Right.
It's only going to get either scarier or more welcome. We're all going to be like able to do push. Speaking of which, I've got DL and Odious ready to go on to Gumroad, and guess who is having all kinds of trouble getting a Gumroad account? Me.
You.
I can't get it done. Okay,
Why?
Scott, you ready? My OS apparently, and then when I try to do it on the iPad, I can't do it. I don't understand. I've got to just keep hammering, and I've already got them on the phone. The tech support.
Yep. That's what I was gonna say. Reach out to tech support, man.
Yep. Okay, Scott, you want out of here?
Yep, I need to go.
Antsy. Okay, take off. We'll see you.
Okay. See ya. Thanks, everybody.
Ending stream.